welcome back to Simply Watching TV, and tonight we are talking about Sex in the City, Season 1, Episode 12. Oh, come all ye faithful. That is the last episode of the season. I cannot believe we will be on Season 2 next video. This is crazy. This went by really fast. I'm trying to see when Season 2 of Girlfriends gets by. Actually, no. Season 1 ending of Girlfriends is going to be really good, so I'll be patient for them. But yes, I cannot believe we are finished with Season 1. This is our last episode. Thanks for hanging in there with me. This is going to be an interesting one. So let's get right into it. Miranda's boyfriend takes showers right after they finish doing their thing. Like immediately after. Like doesn't lay down, doesn't cuddle, doesn't catch his breath, doesn't do a 1-2. He gets right up and goes to the shower. I would be offended. I would be offended, especially before knowing why. So we find out shortly after, because they show like every single time he's doing it. So she finally says like, okay, what's up with the showers, bruh? And he, goes down this like short but uneventful explanation of how he's Catholic and sex is looked at as a sin outside of marriage. So something about the nuns, and he was like, oh, it's like, I'm washing off the sin. Okay. Miranda is irritated by that. Like, she's like, well, first of all, I didn't even know you were Catholic. And if I did, we would not be here. Okay. And I kind of get it. I'm already freaked out at the fact that you get up and you take showers right after, but I'm a little more annoyed at the reasoning. And not necessarily because of the reasoning, like not the religion part, but because of the logic behind it. Just doesn't really do what it needs to do for me. So then they get this whole conversation about church and about people who go to church and all that kind of stuff, right? So one day while Carrie is people watching, as soon as the church bells ring and let the people out, guess who she sees? Of course, yes, she sees Mr. Big, Jesus. But not only does she see Mr. Big, she sees Mr. Big and a woman, right? Now this woman is one of those people that wears like these big old hats, so she didn't know who it was at the time, right? So of course this like almost stops Carrie in her tracks. But he sees her standing across the street, looking like a stalker, I'm not gonna lie. And so he goes over there, he says hi, asks her what she's doing there and stuff like that. And so she asks him like, oh, okay, who are you with? And he's like, oh, my mom, I take her to church every Sunday. And she's like kind of shocked because she's like, I don't really take you for a religious or like church going type or whatever. And to me, it doesn't give religious. To me, it just gives like this thing I do with my mom. Like she likes to go to church and I like to spend time with her, so I'm gonna go with her. Right? So he's just like, every Sunday I go. Here's what it is, right? So anyway, what's up with you? And she's like, oh, grinning in his face, just doing too much. Samantha meets this guy named James, and she goes on a date with him, but bruh, she does not have sex with him. Now, this is a shocker for Samantha because we know how Samantha is, but she's kind of like smitten by this guy. So she surprisingly doesn't have sex with him. And she's telling the girls like, he might be the one, so I want to take it slow. And she's even crediting Charlotte by saying, you know what, all that blah blah about waiting a couple weeks, couple months before you have sex with somebody, you might be onto something there. And Charlotte's like, really? And she's like, yeah, because he might be the one. I might be ready to tie the knot with him. Charlotte is so weird, like, because of that one little sentence. This sends Charlotte into a whole like mental spiral, and she's like questioning when she's gonna get married, how she's gonna get married, and if it's gonna be before Samantha. Really? Not Carrie invited herself to church with Big and his mama. I wouldn't even. Meeting parents to me is a lot of pressure. Like, it's just a lot, and I'm very nervous about meeting like very important people in people's lives that I like. You always want to make that first impression. You don't want to be looked at as floozy. You don't want to be rude. You don't want to be offensive because it's a completely different person, but you care so much about what they think. I wouldn't have agreed to do that. Me and Big would not be in like the right space for me to want to meet his mom. Y'all are casually dating. And then if he didn't say, Carrie, I would like for you to meet my mom, or hey, come to church with us one time, I'm not going. I'm not going to invite myself to go. I'm not going to ask him, when can I go? Like, that's so weird to me. He's never, he even when you saw him, you know how people invite you places and they do it just to be nice? He didn't even do that. He was like, yeah, this is what we do on Sundays. Anyway, what's up with you? You trying to get some food? Trying to go on a trip? That's literally what he said. He's like, I'm not, trying to take you to meet my mom at church. This is our thing, and I'm not really even sure that I want you to meet her for real. He didn't say that, but we all know that's what he's thinking. So she's kind of offended by it, but she still goes with the flow. And really, he does try to change the subject by talking about a trip. My bags are packed. I'm always down to go for a vacation. And I don't have to meet your mama. Let's go. I'm not like in a rush for that. I just think that's so much pressure. Like, instead of Miranda letting this man take his showers in peace or leaving him alone completely because you just cannot get with it, she gonna try to force him to lay and cuddle with her. Miranda, let him do what he needs to do. I don't agree with it. I don't even think it's all that smart. But that's his thing. He's a grown man. He's thought about this. He's clearly heard other opinions, because when she brought it up, he went on a rant so bad that it's like, you've been challenged about this before. He wants to do what he wants to do. Not James telling Samantha he loves her after a couple of weeks. What y'all on? Ooh, grand opening, grand closing. Samantha's not gonna like this. Carrie came to church anyway. Now, why in God's green earth would you do that? On God's green, in God's green, whatever, however you say it. Why would you do it? Why did you go to church anyway when he said that's our thing? Meaning him and his mom. Not invite you. He never even had the invitation open. He never even said, yeah, stop by any time. Because that would have been like, oh, he invited me, but then I would have like thought about it again and been like, wait, did he really invite me, or was that one of those things where you just like invite me because you don't want to be rude? No, he didn't even say that, which means that was a clear, I don't want you here right now. I don't want you here right now. There's 50 million churches. If you want to be down with God, do what you need to do on your own time in your own church, not mine with my mother. But did she listen? No. She gonna drag Miranda, of all people, somebody who's not a fan of Big and somebody who's not a fan of God. Miranda, relax. It's one guy. It's one situation. It's one religion. Like, she is just like, it's ruining our sex life. No, he's a weirdo. Like, leave it at that. Because there's a lot of children. There's a lot of people who believe in a lot of different things, who are doing a lot of different things, okay? That, he's different. It's kind of bold and unhinged to not only stalk somebody at church, but then wait for them afterwards to kind of seal the deal that, yes, I was here, and yes, I do want to speak to you. That's bold and unhinged. I can remind me of a little old and college memory, but it's not about me. It's not about me. Girl, run. Not only did this man stand up here and finally introduce you to his mom against his will, because he didn't want to, you just happened to be standing there, and it was going to be rude if he didn't introduce you, but he introduced you, and you was reading that lady's face trying to see, like, ooh, does she know me? No! Of course she doesn't know you. You guys are casually dating. I mean, now, I could see where some people would like kind of just, if I've never even spoken about you to my parent, because then that probably means I am not serious about you. But y'all are casually dating so bad to the point where, would you even want to know that? Like, we're not serious, and on different occasions, he's kind of told you that you weren't serious. So the last thing I need to kind of seal that for me is for him, mama, to be standing here looking clueless when he says my name. Because again, that seals that he hasn't talked about you. He ain't trying to walk down the aisle with you in the next 6 months. That only hurts your feelings. I wouldn't want to know that. Like, go with the flow or leave it alone. Like, you have to, you can't. Mama knew what time it was too, because she said, nice to meet you, I'm out of here. You're not about to have me caught up. She knew exactly what time it was and excused herself. Quick! She's the queen of being the pop of color. Carrie is the queen of being the pop of color. Not only so, of course, this Presbyterian church. Now, I don't know much about Presbyterian, but okay, I don't know much, but everybody in that church had on mostly black, maybe a splash of white here and there, but it was like a lot of all black. They the only two wearing these loud, vibrant colors in church. Of course, I'm reading into everything. I'm thinking everything is like a thing, right? And then at Stanford's party, which looked fun, and it looked like it was a long, good party too. Not one of them like 2-hour jams. Like, it was a good, long party. Everybody had on black. She had on pink. Pop of God. Miranda and Skipper, please, no. I can't do Miranda and Skipper. I can't. Sitting on a public restroom toilet in your club attire in the club, that is despair, hopelessness, unhappiness. A public restroom toilet in New York City. You need to stop wasting all these fortune teller time. But maybe it's not a waste of time because they're getting paid regardless. Anyway, she needs to stop wasting people's time and go bore somebody else with this story, okay? If you want to get married, get married. Like, stop going around to the city asking every fortune teller who want to make a quick buck off of you, am I going to get married? Am I going to get married? I don't know. Do I have a crystal ball? And that's why I can't be a fortune teller, because I would have said that. And then she would have been like, yeah, you kind of are supposed to. Where is it? Now I'm like, I don't know, girl. Like, if you want to get married, do it. And again, we're doing all this just because Samantha says she feels like she wants to get married to James. By the way, if you didn't understand what I was saying by grand opening, grand closing with James, his package is a little small. Yeah. His package is smaller than Samantha anticipated, and she's very disappointed in it, to the point where she can't do this no more. She like what she like, and that's not it. Miranda, I'm begging you to please leave Skipper alone. Look, I'm begging Skipper at this point. Leave Miranda alone. Carrie girl, you couldn't have done this after the trip. Where was y'all supposed to go? Bora Bora? St. Bart's? I think St. Bart's. You couldn't have went to St. Bart's. Guilt-free. Sponsored. Had the time of your life in a bikini, margaritas galore, and then got back to New York and dumped him. You couldn't have done that? We're all trying to live vicariously. Like, I'm trying to go, like, we need trips. We need trips. And you're not utilizing, you're not seizing the moment with these trips because you're so gung-ho about a wedding that you don't even know if you won't. And right then and there, right before they go on the trip, she breaks up with them. She's like, I love you, but I can't do this. Girl, stop. You could have went to St. Bart's. You better get in that cab, meet him at the airport, tell him, you know what, I changed my mind. I'm gonna go. I wonder, did he still go? I can't believe this is the end of season 1. This is great. So yeah, next video we start season 2. I'm excited. Thanks for watching, guys. Oh, also, I mentioned this in the girlfriends video, but in this video, if you guys want to talk about Sex and the City, like, look at the jokes, just enjoy the discourse, talk about everything from relationships down to who has the best apartment, Reddit, Sex and the City chat. Join it, talk about it, have fun. It's like an old chat, but it's still popping. It's for all things Sex and the City. I think they have a separate one for And Just Like That. I'm not in that one because I'm not watching And Just Like That. I'm only watching old Sex and the City. So, there's that. Bye, guys.